these aren't conspiracies either, but you'd have to be a fool not to anticipate that people will try to discredit me personally over the next 2 years.
Sure.
And that there will be, we know the FBI leaks to New York Times and elsewhere. Like, that's not a conspiracy either. James Comer did it when he was disgruntled about being dismissed. And those are efforts to control a narrative and to sort of sculpt the terrain into which the things we find out are deployed. They're going to try to curate our experience by telling us which part of the library we can visit and trying to convince us there's no more shelves in the library. They're going to control the work environment. It's in a SCIF, a lot of the stuff. They're going to say, oh, you can't, your personal staff can't see this. All that's going to be curated. They're going to try to front run all the releases. This I anticipate. And if you don't, you're not qualified to be on the committee.
Yeah. It strikes me that going back to the, we now know a lot of the shenanigans that the intelligence state used to manipulate the media narrative back in the 60s and 70s that led up to the Church Committee. But it seems like they're now embedded in the media. Like, it's hard to tell sometimes the difference between a CNN analyst and an FBI or a CIA operative. It's like the same thing. So I think you should probably go on the record that you don't feel suicidal in any way right now.
I am not suicidal. I'm a very happy guy, especially when I've got coffee.
Because we'll be reading all of these hit pieces about you and other members of the committee, and it'll be leaked without attribution, and then someone on CNN is going to go on and say, "Well, I've heard this," and so we know how this is going to play out. But maybe it's too obvious now. Maybe people won't take it seriously.
Thank goodness I married my high school sweetheart. Like, I don't know what kind of stuff, but in the other thing, the other vector here is going to be foreign actors. You're probably not going to get too many steps into this before you find some coordination with a foreign government. And they're not constrained. Like, at least if I'm investigating the investigators, there's some hopefully outrage if we discover the investigators that I'm investigating are now trying to counter-investigate, right? But this, again, the weaponization will probably involve foreign actors who aren't constrained by our laws or Constitution.
It'll get interesting. So what's your take on? I mean,
again, I'm not suicidal. Do you want? I have two new jobs in my office. So 2 new job openings: food taster and car starter.